Now, a moment of culture with the Creepy Bard. Good day to you lovely people, it's David Anthony, the Creepy Bard, and as promised, today I'm going to recite a little bit from Shakespeare's As You Like It, and I'm going to do so while drunk, and you'll get to see me drink. But since it's no fun to just watch me do nothing but drink, I'm going to say a few things about William Shakespeare. And there's some rules behind this thing. Whenever I say the word Shakespeare, he will call Shakespeare, he being Captain Tackless, and I will take a shot. And whilst I do so, I will be explaining to you a little bit about Shakespeare.
Shakespeare!
Indeed. Dialect and the way that they spoke in his time. You see, the way that Shakespeare is usually taught today...
Shakespeare.
Right. Is in what is known as received pronunciation. This is something that essentially got invented in the 19th century. And was nothing like the way Shakespeare actually...
Shakespeare.
What about mine? There are rules to this thing, you know.
I get some too.
The way that he actually spoke is nothing like received pronunciation. In order to demonstrate this to you, I'm going to recite a little bit from Shakespeare's...
Shakespeare.
Romeo and Juliet. First, in received pronunciation. Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-coursed lovers take their life, whose misadventured, piteous overthrows do with their death bury their parents' strife. That is nothing the way that Shakespeare actually would have spoken.
Shakespeare.
Right. So now, I will recite the same section of Romeo and Juliet, but this time in the original pronunciation. Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal lines of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured piteous overthrows do with their death bury their parents' strife. You see how much better that sounds? That is the way Shakespeare is meant to be spoken. And we're out of whiskey. I suppose I will not be doing any more drinking after this shot, no matter how many times I... Bugger. Yeah. That's the same stuff from last time, isn't it?
Yep.
I hate you. Side note, the line in there from forth the fatal loins, what that comes from is in Verona during the Renaissance, people actually used to sharpen their penises on grindstones until they became pointy and thus a fatal loin, and then they would challenge each other to fights in the street, and that's where the word cockfighting comes from.
Now that don't sound right. I'm calling bullshit.
You're right, I made that one up. Alright, now back to Shakespeare.
Shakespeare.
And on to the rum. Yay. So today, I will be reciting a little bit from Shakespeare's
Shakespeare.
As You Like It. And in order to understand this bit, the reason I mentioned the whole thing with original pronunciation is that there is a line in this play, in this particular bit, that is a joke. It's meant to be funny. But you're not going to get it unless you hear it in original pronunciation. Now, I will not be doing the whole thing in Shakespeare's original pronunciation, because I'm not that good. I will only be doing the lines that are in the joke in that pronunciation. But the point is, in order to get this joke, you have to realize that in Shakespeare's time...
Shakespeare.
You get a taste of that. Go ahead. I'll take me medicine.
It's been a while. I forgot what this stuff is.
Oh yeah, it's great. In his time, the word hour, meaning an hour of the day, was pronounced whore. And another word for prostitute was also pronounced or. So you see, it's a pun. So, here we go. As You Like It, Act 2, Scene 7, by William Shakespeare.
Shakespeare! Why, how now, monsieur? What a life is this that your poor friends must woo your company? What? You look merrily.
A fool, I met a fool in the forest, a motley fool, a miserable world. As I do live by food, I met a fool that laid him down and basked him in the sun, and railed at Lady Fortune in good terms, in good set terms, and yet a motley fool. Good moral fool, quoth I. No, sir, quoth he, call me not fool till heaven hath sent me fortune. And then he drew a dial from his pock, and looking on it with lacklustre eye, says very wisely, it is 10 o'clock. Thus we may see, quoth he, how the world wags. 'Tis but an hour ago since it was 9, and after 1 hour more, it'll be 11. And so from hour to hour we ripe and ripe, and then from hour to hour we rot and rot, and thereby hangs a tile. When I did hear this fool, this motley fool, thus morale on the time. I can get this line right. It's pentameter. When I did hear this motley fool, thus morale on the time, my lungs began to grow like Chanticleer, that fools should be so deep contemplative, that I did laugh sans intermission an hour by his dial. Oh, noble fool, oh, worthy fool, motley's the only wear.
What fool is this?
Oh, worthy fool, one that had been a courtier, and says, if ladies be but young and fair, they have the gift to know it. And in his brain, which is as dry as a remainder biscuit after a voyage, he hath strange places, crammed with observation, that he vents in mangled forms. Oh, that I were a fool. I am ambitious for a motley goat.
Thou shalt have one.
There you have it, lords and ladies. Shakespeare. You like it. If you enjoyed that, feel free to like and subscribe and Facebook, and that was great. And also I got CDs, MP3 in an MP3 format. Go onto my website. I have a website, and you can buy those things. And if you would like to hear more of the Drunk Shakespeare, pour. Very good. Then feel free to put down there in the comments which play that you'd like to hear, act, scene, whatever, of Shakespeare. And Shakespeare. Thank you.
Hey, it's affecting me too.
Fair enough. There's nothing in there.
Oh.
There. Drink. Yeah, put comments down there. It'll be great. Shakespeare.